Welcome back to your free IELTS tip with me, Teacher Richard, helping you get through the IELTS one tip at a time. Thanks for joining us. Today's free tip is listening. This is tip number 6 if you're following along. And today's tip is about choice. How do we understand choice questions? How can we improve with choice questions? And what really does a choice question ask us to do? And today we're going to examine that. What is choice? Simply, when someone asks you to choose between 1, 2, 3, 4 things, this is a choice. And on IELTS, they have many different types of choice questions, each one designed to test your listening ability. And we're going to go through some examples today to understand it, but what we want to understand first is how to identify a choice question before you listen. This is the key to improving your choice questions on the IELTS. What are some examples of choice in listening? One thing they'll ask you is to choose between a variety of things like breakfast. Or maybe they'll say, what type of car would you like to rent? Type meaning that there'll be 2, 3, or 4 types. When would you like to? When is a choice question. Could be 2 or 3 different times. Or which country? So when we look at the listening part, we read the questions before we listen. They only give you 1 minute, but this is enough time to decide if it's going to be a listening question. What words do you look for when you're reading the questions? I'm going to give you the word and the easy way to understand what it means. Which is an important choice word, and it is going to ask you to choose between 1 or 2 things like, which hand did they write with? Right hand or left hand? Which? Choice between 2 things. Next is what. There are a lot and many different varieties of what questions, but most of them on the IELTS ask you to understand something specifically between 2 or 3 different things. When you can identify that it's a what question, then you know what to listen for. When is a time question, and they're going to give you 2 or 3 different times, and it's never, ever going to be the first time, never. And they're going to give you 3 times, for example, and ask you to choose a choice question. Variety is another choice word. And we understand this type of choice word, if they ask you for variety, they're asking you to understand that the people that are talking have given a value between 3 or 4 different things, and they want you to choose which one is the best value. The last one is a type question, like what type of vehicle. And IELTS is asking you to understand the difference between 3 or 4 things. All these are choice words, and what we want to try and figure out is identify how many different times, for example, will they ask me, or how many different things. Okay, what can you do? First of all, read the question carefully and decide, is this a choice question? This is very important. If you can circle when it's a choice question, then you know when you're listening, they are going to give you 2 or 3 things. It gets us to how to understand choice questions. If you think about reading the question, then So in part 1, you want to identify which speaker is answering the question. Usually the person giving the information is giving you the choices. What we want is the person answering the question. That will give us the answer to whatever the question is. It's the person answering that is most important. What do you listen for? You listen for words like have, or words like want, I want, or would like, I would like to have, or I will take, I'll take. Remember that contraction we talked about before. And again, this is the person answering the question. And it could be in part 2, it's a little bit different, where the speaker is giving a monologue, speaking by themselves, here in part 2. And they're going to say many, many different things. And what we want to listen for is the adjective. Could be an adverb, but usually it's the adjective going to give away the answer. Like, we have many resorts in the world, but our best resort is located in France. And they'll give you the choices before that. It's the adjective that will give it away. Like I will take the 4-door car. Offering you the answer to the choice question. These are tricky, but remember, listen before, or read the question before you listen and identify, and then you know. That's it. Thank you for joining me again. I am Teacher Richard, helping you with the IELTS. Learn listening skills like these and choice questions and how to improve with choices and learn to listen a little bit better. Come see me at CEC, Teacher Richard, at CEC Language School, and we will help you improve your IELTS score, one tip at a time.